Casey, what's up?
Just looking for that afternoon pick-me-up.
Have you tried that new Bulletproof energy drink?
Bulletproof? No, I want the energy, but some of those drinks taste pretty nasty.
Yeah, but you gotta try Bulletproof. It actually tastes great. There's no bitter aftertaste like those other energy drinks. Oh, and here's the kicker. Bulletproof gives 5 cents of every can sold to wounded veteran foundations. So I get my boost, and I feel good about helping wounded vets.
Whoa, you're right. This does taste great. I'm switching to Bulletproof.
Help our wounded vets. Try Bulletproof energy drinks at Reeby's Auto Parts and Parker's Hot Dogs.
And there you go. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but we are back live on Verbal Scrap, episode 28, Titans Collide, because we were talking Titans Cage 4 review. We were able to get Andre the Fury Feely, West Coast Fighting Featherweight champion, on air earlier today, which was a pleasure, man. That guy is always a blast to talk to. For you guys that haven't had a chance to hear all the UFC 154 extended preview, we have Johnny Hendricks and Martin Kampmann, who are set to take on each other to battle it out for the number one contendership, probably to take on the winner of Carlos Condit and GSP. And we had the opportunity to check out the UFC highlight video, so let's listen in.
If I hit somebody right in the face and I see their eyes roll back, I'm going to hit you harder next time. I think my striking is a little unorthodox, but I have power.
He throws so much momentum and so much power into his punches. He has the ability to knock out any man in the world with just one of those shots.
I don't think John Fitch even realizes the fight was stopped.
We're seeing his right hand improve. We're seeing his kicks and knees and elbows improve. He's not just relying on this one punch, power punch. He's adding all sorts of other elements to his stand-up game.
Hendricks, big punch. That's it.
I have everything that it takes to be the UFC champ.
Johnny Hendricks knocks out PJ Wolfberger.
The key to becoming the champion is what I do every day. Train hard, work hard, put in the hours in the gym. I didn't come here to party in Vegas. I didn't come to gamble. I came here to train.
Martin Kampmann is as tough as they come, and he has that very rare ability to overcome adversity.
Kampmann has a guillotine choke that's very tight on Jack. He was losing his fight.
What a comeback for the Hitman. On a dime, the fight turns.
You can never look past me. I come to fight every single fight.
He's a very smart fighter. He doesn't throw everything he has into one shot. He throws punches with technique and punches with precision. He's one of those guys, especially with the guillotine, if he gets a hold of your neck, you are in some big, big trouble. A fight with him and Johnny Hendricks has all the potential to be a fight of the night.
You have to fight Kampmann from the very first second till the very last second. He's an animal. Somehow, some way, he always finds a way to win, and that's what you have to not allow.
Hendricks, obviously his biggest strength is his wrestling. He also got very heavy left hand to fight. You're gonna get hit, so I just gotta get hit a little less than usual. I'm the better striker. I feel I'm more accurate, more technical. I'm gonna show that when I kick him in the beard.
Okay, head kick by Kampmann.
There you go, UFC 154. You guys, I cannot wait to see who's going to take home that title of a welterweight champion, if George St. Pierre is going to come back dominant or Carlos Condit. But you can always find post-fight coverage at srmma.com. For you guys in the Northern California area or even in Nevada, let me give you a few things you can check out. On November 17th, you can always go to NorCal Combat in Gridley, California. You can check out norcalcombat.com for more information. If you're in the Nevada, Reno region, on November 2nd, you can check out Ultimate Reno Combat. It's going to be at the Grand Sierra Hotel and Resort, so you guys got to check that out. It's a great venue, so get tickets there. World Combat Series on December 15th happening in San Jose, so you can check out worldcombatseries.com for more of that information. Let's get into some Titans Cage 4 review. For you guys that don't know about Muay Thai Lao, you definitely did after Titans Cage 4, when Aaron Westphal was able to get the first victory on the fight card, first victory of the night. And he's a wrestler, I believe, for Sac State, so he's got a lot of talent, and he was able to make his debut successfully. We talked to him after the fight, so let's hear what Westphal had to say.
This is Matthew from SRMA.com with Aaron Westphal of Muay Thai Lao with an impressive armbar victory in round 1. How do you feel?
I feel awesome. Always love winning.
It looked like you were faster on the ground, and I've seen, even though the school's name is Muay Thai, you guys have a lot. I've seen a lot of you guys do some impressive groundwork.
Yeah, I come from a wrestling background personally, but we all know that, I mean, Muay Thai is the school we go to, so we know to work on other things too, especially if we're going into MMA.
How did it feel going into the cage for the very first time?
A little nerve-wracking, but you got to stay confident and you got to stay positive. You got to go in there with the mindset that you're going to win.
Looking forward to doing it again?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go. Keep going until, I lose or feel that my heart's not in it anymore. So
you say wrestling is your background, and you've been wrestling in high school, college?
High school, I won North Coast section. I went to state 3 times. I was on the national team for Greco 2 times. Wrestling has always been the place I shine the most. Then when I moved up to Sacramento to go to college, I came to Andy's gym, and I've been there for the last 2 years. So,
all right, anything else you'd like to add?
Not right now. Maybe after the next one.
All right, this has been Matthew with Aaron Westphal at Titans Cage 4. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And his teammate, Raymond HERRERA, was also able to make a victorious debut. For you guys that don't know Muay Thai Lao, I believe it's right over in the Arden area of Sacramento, California. They got a really tight gym, and their striking seems to be top-notch because they put on 2 really talented shows. We were able to catch up with HERRERA. If you guys check out srmma.com right now, you can see all the articles, follow along with all the news and photos. Also, go to our Facebook, facebook.com/srmma. Let's hear what Raymond HERRERA had to say post-fight after he was able to pull out a nice victory.
This is Matthew from SRMA.com with Raymond HERRERA after an impressive TKO victory at the Titans Cage. How do you feel with your first fight?
I feel great. I had a lot of drama to get to this point, but I mean, everything worked out perfect. We stuck to our game plan.
How did it feel going into the cage for the very first time?
Well, I mean, it felt good because I have the best trainer in Sacramento, best stand-up trainer, and we trained really hard for this, and we're just showing that our school is more rounded than other people even know about.
Yeah, the school's name is Muay Thai Lao. However, I've noticed a lot of you guys taking it to the ground, doing submissions, pounding people out. Can you talk about that? Master
Andy K is the one that teaches me. He lets me, do what I have to do to get my ground game better, my wrestling better. It just really, I thank God and thank Master Andy for helping me with everything. Like I said, I've had a lot of drama, and I let that anger out right now, and I feel great.
Awesome. You looking to fight anyone next?
Whatever Master Andy has lined up, we'll just go from there.
Awesome. Anything else you'd like to say to your fans?
I just want to thank God, thank everybody for coming and watching me, all my family that came supporting me, my wife, my daughter, everybody in general. It's like I said, a lot of problems. The promoter for even having us out here. I just feel really good. So anybody that supported me, thank you, and we'll do it again.
And he mentioned the promoter, which is Sean Correa of Titans Cage. And I also want to give him a big shout out. Him and the Correa family did do an outstanding job. You can check out thetitanscage.com. They have all their new website going. They got a lot of cool stuff, and one of their sponsors, Bulletproof Energy, also who we're repping on the show today. If you guys don't know anything about Bulletproof Energy, you can check out bulletproofenergy.com. If you buy a drink of Bulletproof Energy, you help them support wounded U.S. military personnel. For you guys that don't know anything else about the night, Ultimate Street Fighters were in the house. It was an epic affair. The main event, like I said, was between Angelo, Trevino, and Armando Sabala. But before that fight, Kristofor GARCIA, who's also of the Ultimate Street Fighters team, took on Bryant for the lightweight title at Titans Cage. I was able to catch up with GARCIA before the fight, so let's hear what he had to say.
This is JWA from SRMA.com. We're here live at Titans Cage 4 with Kristofor GARCIA, who's going to be fighting for the lightweight title. First and foremost, how has training gone with USF for you?
Oh, man, training's been going good. Just training real hard for this fight, and, I feel like I'm ready now, I got to that point, and now, I'm ready. I'm not nervous. I'm just, ready to get in that cage. All the training I've done, a lot of hard nights. You got babies and stuff, but, now I'm ready to do it. I put everything out there. Just leave it all out there in the cage.
Well, I had 2 big things for you. What do you think, first and foremost, of Bryant? Have you seen any of of his 3 fights, he was able to pull out a victory in his last one. What is your assessment of what he might bring your way in the fight?
He's a solid fighter, and I got to be cautious about certain things he does, his takedowns, a couple of things. But we've been working a lot on our game plan with him, so I feel really confident what I'm going to do. Just got to go out there and perform. But I still respect him. He's a strong opponent, so I'm cautious about his strengths, but I feel confident in my own too. Yeah.
Well, last thing I wanted to ask you, what do you think it would mean for your team, USF, and what would it mean to you to get a lightweight title in Titans Cage, which isn't just your average organization? They've done a really good job to put on the best quality fights that they can. So what would it mean to you to have a title in an organization that's respected?
To have a title to bring back to my fight club would be amazing. And title to the cage, to get my name out there and people to know who I am finally. Not just just Sacktown's shadow. He's a big guy, but I respect him. He earns it. So I want to do the same. I don't want to go out there. I want to go out there and perform, and especially for Titans of the Cage, I'm trying to get that belt. So that's how I'm feeling on that. So
well, there you go. You can check out post-fight coverage of Kyle Bryant and Kristofor GARCIA fighting for the lightweight title at srma.com. Thank you for talking to us, Kristofor.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And in round 1, Garcia came out with a vicious takedown. He kind of scooped it with a nice underleg, but that kind of set up a triangle choke by Bryant, who was on the bottom, and he kind of used his jiu-jitsu. That was the signature of the first round for Bryant. Using his jiu-jitsu, he was transitioning between a triangle and an armbar, and it was kind of difficult for Garcia in the early on after he got that big takedown. But in the second, Garcia was able to land a really nice right hand. You definitely saw that Bryant kind of felt it, and Bryant was able to land his own, pounced on him, kind of went for a standing guillotine at one point in time, and the second round was definitely close, but Bryant was able to kind of come back, and then the third, it looked like Bryant used his movement and was trying to land the left hook and the jab combination. He went for a standing guillotine as well. At the end, it was not so good for Garcia, who it was a close fight. I'll have to say that it was probably the closest fight of the night. It was very back and forth and very difficult to score, but Kyle Bryant was able to get the victory and become the lightweight Titans Cage title for Team Alpha Male. We were able to speak with Bryant after his fight, so let's hear what the new champion had to say.
This is Jay Watt from SRMA.com. We're here live at Titans Cage 4 with the victorious Kyle Bryant, who's the new lightweight champion. How does it feel, first and foremost, to get presented that way?
Oh, you couldn't imagine. It feels great. It's a lot of hard work that finally pays off.
Well, the fight is concerned, in the first round, he looked like he was trying to take you down with a scoop, sinking his arm under the leg, and you turned that into a triangle choke for the longest time. What were your thoughts on the choke and kind of how it played out that he was able to get out?
Well, triangle is my go-to move. I do that a lot, even with the pro team. That's where my bread and butter move, so, that's where I go to. He was snarling and coughing, and I could tell it wasn't there. I switched the arm bar, and I thought he was tapping on my leg, and I was yelling at the referee, but the referee said he couldn't see it, and then the bell rings, so, hey, what can you do?
Well, the last couple rounds, they were back and forth. He seemed more ferocious in the second, but it seemed like, in the third, you were able to kind of dictate the pace for the most part, and you were able to pull out a really close split decision victory. Did you think, first and foremost, that it was going to be so close?
No, I didn't. I actually thought I was going to get through it in the first round. I thought, I would catch him in a submission. That seems the way I usually get it off. And I thought I'd catch him in a submission, go get a drink, something, have a quick one. But no, he was a tough kid. I've never, hats off to him. I've never had somebody in a triangle that long and them survive. So real big hats off to him. I couldn't believe it. I was slapping myself during the fight.
Well, last thing before we let you go, what does the belt mean for you in your amateur career, especially being at a Team Alpha Male where all those guys seem to be in contention for some sort of title somewhere?
Well, to me, it's validation. To be in that group of guys, they're all champions, and it only feels fitting that I need to be a champion as well. And that's my main goal in this. I'm not here for money. I'm not here for fame. I got a family and 2 kids. I'm here to win, and I want belts, and I'm coming for belts, and I need to step up to their level, and they push me to get to that level. So that's where I'm at with it.
Well, you can find post-fight coverage at srma.com, and the new lightweight champion, Kyle Bryant. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you so much, man.
And Dow Tep of CEN-CAL MMA was also to beat Steven Gruber in a close decision to pull out a victory and become a champion at Titans Cage as well, moving his record to 4-1. So big shout out to Dow Tep. And the main event of the evening, Armando Sabala of Ultimate Street Fighters. He was 4-0 coming into this fight, all by knockout, and he was feeling very confident before the fight. I was able to speak to him backstage, and he was very relaxed, and he seemed very focused on the affair and very respectful of Trevino as a fighter. So let's hear what Armando Sabala had to say.
This is Jay from SRMA.com. We're here live at Titans Cage 4 with Armando. Sabala is going to be fighting the main event, Angelo Trevino, for the Welterweight Championship. First and foremost, how's training been up for this title fight?
Training has been wonderful, man. Me and Dad, my team, USF, man, Ultimate Street Fighters, have been putting it down, man, as hard as we can. You know, we train a lot different than a lot of people, man. For the people who come and watch us train, pros and promoters and everything that come to this gym, man, they really are wowed by us and just the way we train. We do everything all day. We don't have no classes. We don't have set things, man. We do everything every day. So our training's been wonderful.
Well, another question I wanted to ask you is, being the Sacktown kid, you're fighting pretty close to Sacramento, Elk Grove, Sacramento, let's be honest. You're the NorCal champion, so it's the first time in a while you've been able to make your way down here. What's that mean to you?
It means a lot, man, because, I've had to travel for the last 2 years, man, for every fight that I've had, and even teammates' fights. So to be home and close to home, 15 minutes away, it feels good just to drive down the street and be in my own backyard, and play in my own backyard, man. It feels good.
Well, at NorCal Combat, they seem to be throwing every guy that they can at you that they think might be able to finish you with a new style. And your last fight, you showed that you might be taken down, but you can get up like nothing. So is that something that you see you might be doing in this fight with Trevino? Trains with Alpha Male, a lot of wrestlers.
Yeah, definitely, man. I know, definitely we work on that. My takedown defense is very good, and I definitely am going to count on that when it needs to happen, If he wants to stand and bang, man, I'd be more than happy to. But also, man, JR Hinkle, man, gave me a good fight, and he's a much bigger and I think a much stronger person than Angelo is going to be. And, things, I can't really be sure, can't really be positive, but, JR was a big man, a 25-year-old man. So, I got to deal with man strength in that type of kid, and I'm only a 20-year-old kid. So, I think it's definitely gonna work to my advantage for, if I get taken down, man, to scoot back and walk up that cage like I do.
Well, add two more things really quickly. Angelo Trevino, what do you think of him as a fighter? Last fight that he had with Nico Jackson here at Titans Cage, he showcased his stand-up and his grappling skills. It looked like he wanted to kind of stand and bang, and you obviously winning by knockout so much. Is that something that you're hoping he's willing to test with you?
Yeah, man, I'm really hoping, that he wants to stand, If he chooses to stand and do that with me, man, it'd be my pleasure, to see who really's up for it and who really has the chin force to break each punch, man. And I think he's a great fighter, honestly. I think he's 3-0. He's had some other fights and stuff, and he's doing really good. He's fast, he's powerful, and he has great takedowns. So, I'm hoping to get in there and just put on a good show with the kid,
Well, last thing I wanted to ask you, if you were able to pull out this victory, get the welterweight title here at Titans Cage, and have simultaneous titles in NorCal and Titans Cage, what do you think that would do for your amateur career, and where do you want to take this? Do you want to take it to another amateur organization and get another title, or do you want to kind of defend these two and put in work as a champion?
Honestly, man, if I win this title, and me and my father have talked about it, man, and I'm actually going to take a year off after this fight. So with all that said, I'm not going to stop training. I'm not going to get out of shape or nothing. I'm going to stick to it and go to some different things. And my next look, if I do win this fight and walk off with this title, man, is possibly to defend. But what I'm really looking at is the state tournament for next year.
Well, there you go. You can find post-fight coverage at SRMA.com with the potential Titans Cage welterweight champion and NorCal Combat welterweight champion, Armando Sabala. Thanks for talking to us, Armando.
No problem. Thank you, Johnny.
Well, the fight, it wasn't Sabala's way from the get-go in round one. Trevino got the takedown, and he was landing his ground and pound. Sabala was definitely scrambling on the bottom, staying very active, trying to get out. But Trevino uses wrestling. He trains with Team Alpha Male, Ultimate Fitness down in Sacramento, California, with the likes of Uriah Faber and Danny Castillo and all those guys. And he used his training, he used his wrestling skills to keep Sabala down, which is something that you weren't able to see before. Hinkle, like Sabala said, J.R. Hinkle tried to take him down and keep him down, and he wasn't able to do it, got knocked out. So, you never know if Trevino was going to be able to do it. He's 3-0 coming in. So, in the second round, it was kind of a little bit of the same because Trevino was able to get the takedown, and he tried to establish a good base and stayed on top of Sabala for a good majority of the time, landing as much ground and pound as possible. And in the third, kind of went the same way as far as what Trevino was able to do. Sabala was definitely game from the bottom. He was throwing a ton of shots, and he was trying to land. It's just very difficult to finish your opponent or hurt your opponent from the bottom. And he was definitely throwing shots and trying to throw what he could to get up. And Trevino just used what he knew, man. He used noticed his talents. And someone was telling me at the fight that they went to high school with him, and people didn't even want to wrestle him in high school. So apparently Trevino is that much of a beast. And we had the opportunity to speak to him after the fight. My man Matt Zilla was able to speak to the welterweight champion Angelo Trevino after he defended his title. So let's hear what the champ had to say.
Matthew from SRMA.com with Angelo Trevino, who successfully defended his welterweight title against Armando Sabala at Titans Cage 4. How do you feel?
Feel great. I'm a little tired, but I'm glad I won, and glad I'm here to interview me. So happy.
Very technical and very much a battle for position. Could you talk about the fight from your perspective?
I knew he was a good stand-up guy, so I tried to set up the takedown as fast as possible, and I did. I got a little tired, but I still was able to come out with the win.
I noticed you were able to, you often, you didn't unload all the time while you're on the ground. You waited for the right moment.
Yeah, in training we always usually do that. We want position first before we start striking, so he wouldn't like scramble or escape my positioning. So I waited, and I was tired. I knew I was a little tired, so I did wait to land some good shots. So that's what you see.
Armando came into this fight with a 4-0 record. Do you feel any pleasure in breaking a person's winning streak?
Well, yeah. You know, it sucks breaking a person's winning streak because I'm undefeated too. But you know, he's a good fighter. He's young, and he's still gonna come out there. So a win or a loss won't hurt his record at all, or it won't hurt him himself either.
Are you looking to go pro anytime soon?
To what?
Go pro.
After school, yeah, I'm gonna go to Sierra College. I'm wrestling at Sierra College, so after I'm done wrestling, maybe I can get a scholarship. But after I'm done with school, then I'll go pro, definitely.
Anyone else you're looking to defend your title against, or any other titles you want to take?
I just want to congratulate my bro Joseph Morales for his win by TKO. But no, there's no one I really want to go against. Whoever they set me up with, I'm fine with.
Anything you'd like to tell your fans?
Thank you. I love you, and God bless.
All right, thank you. This has been Matthew with Angelo Trevino.
Thank you very much.
And you can check out srmma.com for all of the post-fight coverage and all of our post-fight articles. Remember that our local coverage today was brought to you by Bulletproof Energy Drink, helping wounded veterans one can at a time.
Hey, Casey, what's up? Just looking for that afternoon pick-me-up.
Have you tried that new Bulletproof energy drink?
Bulletproof? No, I want the energy, but some of those drinks taste pretty nasty.
Yeah, but you gotta try Bulletproof. It actually tastes great. There's no bitter aftertaste like those other energy drinks. Oh, and here's the kicker. Bulletproof gives 5 cents of every can sold to wounded veteran foundations. So I get my boost, and I feel good about helping wounded vets.
Whoa, you're right. This does taste great. I'm switching to Bulletproof.
Help our wounded vets. Try Bulletproof energy drinks at Reeby's Auto Parts and Parker's Hot Dogs.
Take on Benson Henderson for that lightweight title. Diaz boys from Stockton, California, going to be representing the NorCal area. He was recently on MMA Uncensored Live, Nate Diaz was, talking about the opportunity to fight Benson Henderson. So let's listen in before we take off with what Nate Diaz had to say.
Ben Henderson for the lightweight title. Give me an idea how you're feeling, how the training is going to start going for you, and your thoughts on fighting against Bendo.
Ben Henderson, he's a good opponent. He's had some good fights. I think I'm pretty pumped up about finally fighting for a title. It's been a long time. You know, I've been fighting everybody for at welterweight and lightweight for some time now. So looking forward to the fight. I got all my training partners, my brother, having my back, and training's been going good. I just got out of a boxing camp, and so training never really stopped. So.
Based on his last 2 fights against Frankie, have you figured out what the game plan is yet for what you think you need to do to beat Bendo?
Yeah, I just got to go in there and be a better fighter, and you know, there's some. I've been watching a lot of tape and watching what he does, and just got to go in there and do the thing, do it better than him.
And Nick, obviously you're training with your brother, and you're a student of the game as well. What do you think about Nate and how he comes into the fight against Bendo?
You know, he's you know, I don't really have much to say. He's, you know, I'm proud of him. He's, you know, he's well trained. He's had, you know, he's got the best people to train with, and you know, it looks pretty good. I think that he's got a great shot of going out there and making a good show.
Well, looking at this fight, especially when I saw Nate fight Cowboy, that fight just blew me away. You set a record for number of punches thrown, right? you have just made your past two opponents look amateur. It's just been amazing to see you fight, and especially to watch you grow throughout the years, your jiu-jitsu and especially your boxing as you're coming forward. Both you guys have that same style, just non-stop action and throwing.
Yeah. I got a really good boxing coach, Richard Perez. He trained a lot of good guys, Tony Dominguez and Rodney Jones and my brother Nick. And he's been working with a couple other people lately, and he's the best boxing coach there is in boxing, you know. So but he's in the MMA mix right now, and then besides that, I'm at Cesar Gracie with Jake Shields and Gil and Nick and the team. So, and we got good kickboxers coming in from all over. So we're
you are ready to go. You are all amped up. What do you think about it, Luke?
Yeah, let me ask you about that, Nate. What do you think about Ben Henderson's submission defense? He's a strong guy. He's been in like really, really bad spots, tight spots, and he came right out of them. Maybe the fight doesn't go to the ground with you two. Maybe he just stands up the whole time. But talk to me about Ben Henderson's submission defense. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I've seen him in jiu-jitsu tournaments also, so I kind of got a good idea what he's got to deal with. And I train with the best guys in the world, you know, and he's really good. You know, I mean, I've seen him in gi competition. Also, he gets out of stuff. He dominates people with the real athletic guys. So,
well, he's the champion for a reason.
He's
obviously
definitely the champion for a reason. So
here's some good news for you. The public has spoken. I'm looking at it right now. 81% of our audience thinks that you will beat Bendo and become the lightweight champ. So the people are behind you, if nothing else. That ain't bad, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right,
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm glad that most of the people in the country think I'm going to win. But yeah, you guys, I think it's UFC on Fox 5. You guys got to check out UFC.com for more information. So shout out to the Stockton kid. And, good luck to him and against Benson Henderson in the UFC lightweight title fight. Before we let you guys go, I just wanted to remind you guys, check us out on iTunes, subscribe to our RSS feed, and send all your MMA comments to our Facebook, facebook.com/SRMMA. Whatever you got, fighters out there, promoters, fight news, whatever you want to do, send us our way. Maybe there's something we can do for you. You guys are listening to the Verbal Scrap podcast, episode number 28. Episode number 28. There was one more thing I wanted to let you know. NorCal Combat 17. Also, check that out. URC number 2. URC is going to be happening November 2nd. Ultimate Reno Combat. It's going to be the 37th event. You can check out ultimaterenocombat.com for that information. And always check us out on our social media. For the last bit of news that we're going to have, UFC light heavyweight champion John Jones. All that stuff about, he was going to fight for fight Dan Henderson. Henderson's out. Doesn't want to fight Sonnen. Fight gets postponed, canceled, all that stuff. Well, now these two are going to be Ultimate Fighter coaches. That's right. John Jones is going to have to deal with Chael Sonnen for an entire season right in his face, just talking. And Chael Sonnen finally had an opportunity to speak about fighting John Jones and being a coach with John Jones. And that's the last bit of news that we're going to have for you. So let's hear what Chael Sonnen had to say.
From beautiful Westland, Oregon. All right, Chael, how did this fight get made?
Well, probably by elimination. I got nobody out there that's willing to fight me. And little John Leprechaun's got my belt that I'm coming to take. There wasn't a whole lot of math you had to put into it.
All right, when did you hear that this fight was in fact official?
I found out about an hour ago.
All right, so does this mean you're definitely not fighting Forrest?
No, the Fofo fight has been canceled. He's got a new opponent, as do I.
And do you know who that opponent is?
Of course I know who the opponent is. Do I know? Come on. Of course I know.
All right, who is it, Chael?
That's that. Now that's a whole nother story. But do I know?
All right, can you confirm that you're going to be fighting John Jones for the UFC light heavyweight championship?
Listen. Here's what you need to know, gentlemen. Okay? This show has some tremendous young talent on it. I will be taking 50% of that talent and teaching them how to fight. The other half is going to be taught how to be selfish, entitled brats by John. The good news for that 50% demographic is when the whole thing's over, I'm sure Coach Jones will throw a hell of an after party.
All right, the big question is, why do you think John had a change of heart after saying he wouldn't fight you, and now it's on?
I don't know. I seriously hope that listen, here's the bottom line. He should not have been pressured into this. I did everything I could to warn this guy, okay? I held up a big flag saying, hey, John, I'm coming to the division, which puts you on notice to pack your bags and get out of it. He was talking about going to heavyweight, and he should have done it. The bottom line is he waited too long, and now the man has arrived.
Chael, as much as you say negative things about John Jones, he's pretty good. How do you plan on beating him?
What you need to know, Todd Harris, and what John Jones and the world already knows, is I got the biggest arm, I got the greatest charm, I do the most harm, I'm better than John Jones, I'm better than Sean Combs, and I'm even better than John Holmes, and that's a lot more than I can say about this interview. And in closing, double.
And that was Chael Sonnen, who's going to be taking on John Jones for the light heavyweight title. That's going to wrap up Verbal Scrap, episode 28. I want to give a big thank you to Sean Correa of Titans Cage, Dave Hirschman of MMA Gold, our show sponsor, for you guys that don't know. You can check out MMAGold.com for more information. Bulletproof Energy, get some of that stuff. Everybody that works with SRMMA.com. And I want to thank, last shout out, Andre the Fury Feely and Anthony Avila. Remember, hot ladies, if you want the men, all you got to do is walk up and kiss them. You've been listening to Verbal Scrap 28. Thank you for listening.